as much as it pains me to say it, I got to give the Jets credit. And I've only probably done that once in the last 2 or 3 years here. Is that a fair statement, Adam?
Yes.
I mean, at least it's very rare that I give the Jets credit for anything.
I had to get in real close for that shot.
There was almost a tear coming down my eye as I said it. Let's go to last night in Indianapolis. Jets Colts. And here's the thing that I thought. I thought there were 3 things that changed the game. And we'll get to the negatives later, because I know that as a Jet fan, you don't want to hear about the negatives right now. You really don't, because you won the game. And I can understand that you don't want to hear about the negatives, but I have some. We'll start with the positives. I thought the biggest key to this game last night, in the 17-16 Jet win over the Colts in Indianapolis, was down 7-0 at the half, and the Jet D is the star here today. As bad as they played all year, the Jet D stepped up and gave you a big effort in Indianapolis, and I'll tell you the 2 reasons why. Number 1, down 7-0, you came out in halftime, and you had a game plan, and you stuck with it. They had a 5.5-minute drive to start the second half. They followed that up, which ended in a touchdown. They followed that up with a 10-minute drive on their second drive of the second half, also resulting in a touchdown. That's 14 huge points for the Jets. And what did that also do? 16 minutes of football. What did that do? It kept Peyton Manning on the sideline. And I felt that was the biggest thing that happened in that game yesterday. The fact that the Jets came out in the second half and they kept Peyton Manning off the field. Because let's face it, Peyton Manning hit you with the big score before the end of the first half. And there was a chance he could hit you with a few more. But the Jet D buckled down, and the Jet offense went to the ground and pound. And I'm going to get to the negatives on the Jet offense. Believe me, Jet fans, I am not going to praise the Jet offense completely. Because there were holes, and we're going to get to them. But the fact that you held the ball for that long, you kept Peyton on the sideline, biggest thing you could have did yesterday. What was the second biggest thing you did? This goes to the D. When Peyton Manning did get the ball in the second half, and he only got the ball 3 times. The Colts had 3 possessions in the entire second half. And what happened? They scored on all 3. But, the Jet defense held them to field goals. Field goals. Tremendous job by the Jet D. A Jet D that was not good all year. Let's face it, not the same defense that got the Jets to the AFC title game last year. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was not that good this year. They were lit up in New England. They were lit up in Chicago. Played poorly against Cleveland and Detroit. Played poorly against Houston. Big fourth quarter collapse. But the Jet defense held ground last night in Indianapolis. They played extremely well. You hold Peyton Manning to field goals, you're going to win the game. As bad as Mark Sanchez was last night, and he was bad. We'll get to that in a little bit. He was bad. You held him to field goals. The reason why I can't stand the Jets so much is the head coach. I can't listen to him. He's a clown. The things he says, the things he does, he's a clown. But last night was about the players. And the players got the job done. Huge ball possession drives in the second half. Great stops by the D to keep it to field goals. And the third thing that allowed the Jets to win that game yesterday, here's where we spin it. The stupidity of Jim Caldwell. As great a game as the Jets played, what is Jim Caldwell doing calling a timeout with 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter? Even Peyton Manning was going to go over and hit Caldwell over the head with a clipboard. How do you do it, Jim? You've made it to a Super Bowl last year. I understand you were missing your entire team. Why are you calling a timeout there? Let the Jets use their last timeout. Give Folk a harder field goal. And maybe he misses it. And maybe you win. Peyton Manning was disgusted with what Caldwell did last night. 33 seconds left. Disgusted. You could see it on TV. You saw it on his face. What is he doing? He looked at the scoreboard thinking that the Jets were calling timeout. And I thought Manning was going to throw up when he saw that it was the Colts. Jim Caldwell coached the Colts out of winning that game. Would Nick Folk have made a 48 or a 49 field goal? Indoors? He probably would have. Let's face it. As much as it hurts me to say it, Nick Folk probably would have made that field goal. But at least let him kick a 48-yard field goal instead of a 32. Instead, you call timeout. You allowed the Jets and Sanchez to reset. It's third down. And he throws that little sideline pass to Braylon Edwards, picks up another 15 or 20 yards, and now they got a chip shot. A chip shot! As bad as Nick Folk has been this year, he's not going to miss a chip shot! Jim Caldwell looked like Dick Duran yesterday. Here's what's going to sicken me. Let's look ahead. We're 20 minutes in, and I really haven't killed the Jets. I killed a little bit of the offense.
They just won a huge playoff game.
You guys won a huge playoff
So
game, and I thought it was a tremendous job. Like
hard
I've said
to bash them
several times here.
It's on camera.
You're going to New England next week, and let's face it, tall order for the Jets.
Tall order.
Tall order. Do I think it's going to be 45-3 again? No, I don't. I think it's going to be a much more competitive game than 45-3.
God, I hope so.
Do I think the Jets will win? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Jets going into Foxborough to play the Patriots? Come on! Here's my score for next week, Jet fans. And I challenge the Jet fan sitting at home right now. 631-888-8811. First caller tonight gets a lovely vintage Sports Radio NY t-shirt. The New York Jets go to Foxborough next week and lose 31-13. It's over, Jet fans! The ride ends in Foxborough! I've had enough! I gave you all the credit I could give you! Nice win last night. Did you get lucky because the Colts were missing half their team? Probably not. Did you do a great job keeping the ball out of Manning's hands? Absolutely. But will the ride continue? You have absolutely no chance of it continuing.